Hi, in this video on the HDMI to Wi-Fi adapter that will work with the Airplay feature on Apple devices, I'm going to build on what we did previously. And if we recap on the first video in the Apple series, what we did is we came along and we set up the local Wi-Fi network here to pick up the Apple device, and it worked very well for streaming content directly from the phone over the Wi-Fi network onto the TV to be displayed. But if we look at a more likely scenario, or something that's used quite often, which is where we want to stream content from the net directly on, a much more efficient way of doing this is to come along, have our Wi-Fi router connect on the Wi-Fi adapter onto our router, and then equally go out and choose the Wi-Fi router on the settings on our phone here as well. And then what we can do is we can stream the content directly onto the TV via the Wi-Fi adapter without with the control feature coming from the phone itself. So that's exactly what we want to achieve here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to come along, I'm going to slide this over here, and I'm just going to go into the Wi-Fi's the Airplay settings here. So I'm just going to bring up this menu here. We'll go into the dongle thing here. I'm going to turn off the mirroring here. So that's the very first step we need to go through. And I'm just going to bring you out to the next part. I'll come to the front here to show you what we want to do. What we want to do in stage 2 of this is we want to come along and we want to set up the Wi-Fi adapter to work directly off of the router. And to achieve that here, I'm just going to go into Safari. And what we can see here is we've come along and we've typed in the local LAN address of the Wi-Fi adapter, which is actually displayed in the TV over here. It's 192.168.49.1. So that's just like, it's not a global, it's just a local address on it. And what we have to do then is choose which network, which router do we want to connect onto. Okay, so we have here a range of different ones, but we would have chosen the Aircom one here, which is already set up on it. Now normally you'd be asked for a password, things like that. We've deliberately set it up in this manner so we don't have to expose our password out. And at that stage it's successfully set up. So the next step then is to come along and say, well, we want to get our phone up on the same network. So this is step 2 of the process. We come along here, we see we're connected directly onto the Wi-Fi dongle, which is not what we want now. We want to go directly onto the Aircom router. Once again, we'll say with the password's preset and that, so it goes directly in, we're not prompted. And then the final thing, before we can actually start looking towards content viewing, is we'll come along here and we want to image the content or mirror the content from here directly over onto the TV, which we can see here. So now we'll say we're back to where we would have been in the previous videos, but what we're doing now is instead of feeding directly from the phone over here to the Wi-Fi dongle, what we have done is we've gone via the router and back around. And if we come down here, we'll say we'll just go to somewhere where we can hopefully stream content for. We'll choose Chrome here, and we have a video of our own ready to roll here. I'll just give it a second here, and it's just going to catch up here.
I have in front of me the
and what we have here is just working away. So just pause it there now. And we'll just pause it and we've got it done down. So we can see here it's pretty well the same process as we had before, but what we've done now is we've set it up to allow us to do it. So it's 2 ways you configure it. You can see from both videos, we decided to just divide it into 2, but from both processes it's a pretty straightforward system that we can do it on it. So that's basically it anyway. An overview of how you can set it up to allow you to stream the content directly from your phone. Direct was in the previous video, but on this one here we've gone through our local one, and it allows us to stream content from the router directly onto the Wi-Fi adapter and onto the TV.